And here we are coming to you live from our top secret broadcasting bunker here at Area 52, right next to Area 51, where nobody can find us. This is Pastor Mike, and I'm online, and I am live with you today. And somebody sent me a letter, a handwritten letter. This is from Shirley in Conway, South Carolina. I was impressed. I was impressed, and she did a little research, and she apparently is not all that computer savvy, but she did a little research, and she wrote me this handwritten letter. She did an amazing job, and I'm going to try to share some of that with you today. We're going to continue our study of what is Jezebel, or who is Jezebel. Ileana sends me an email and said her and her husband were driving down the road. I think they live in Australia. They were driving down the road, and they saw a car pass by them. I got the email. I got the picture somewhere. The license plate said Jezebel on it. That was their license. You know, one of them vanity plates, and that was who they are, Jezebel. So she's real. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. She's real. She's out there, baby. She's in churches. She is in marriages. She is in our country. She's got her long nicotine-stained fingers just about everywhere. And so we're going to talk about her a little bit today. I'm going to read a couple of articles that have been piling up, some things that you have sent in, and I really appreciate it. This one is very, very interesting to me because a couple of years ago I did a Watchman broadcast. And I was, a couple of years ago I did a Watchman broadcast. And I don't remember which one it was, but I remember talking about this idea of them having portable DNA scanners out on the field, like from Star Trek. Everything that they did in Star Trek, the warp drive and the transporter we haven't got down yet, but all that other stuff, we're getting it. The tricorders and McCoy leans over the guy in the red shirt, that when he goes down to the planet, he's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. Jim, he's dead. Jim, I'm telling you, he's dead. I'm a doctor, not a scientist. And this guy always died. Anyway, Bones is waving over with the tricorder. He's dead, Jim. He can read everything there is about him. Interesting story. The most interesting man in the world. Have you seen those commercials? The Dos Equis guy, the most interesting man in the commercials. The most interesting man in the world in the commercials. There is a Facebook meme out there, and it's got him on it. And he says, I don't always appear on Star Trek, but when I do, or I don't always appear in Star Trek in a red shirt, but when I do, I last the whole episode. And this guy was an actor in the original Star Trek series, had a red shirt on, went down to the planet, lived through the whole episode. He is the most interesting man in the world. But here's this article, because now we're getting to that point where we can read people's DNA out in the field. And I remember mentioning in that particular Watchman broadcast that one of the things that I think is coming down the road, this relates to Revelation 13, the mark of the beast, so that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for his number is clearly marked in a Jenny Craig commercial. For his number is 600, 6. Here's another picture of it. We use these Tuesday. Roku 3. Roku is Japanese for 6. Let me throw this in here too. You remember we were talking about the Kia, how it's totally transformed, and you have the all-new Soul. And this is just a picture of what's coming down the road. It's all about everything's going to be transformed. Everything's going to be redone, including the human genome. And then somebody sends me an email today with a new Vodafone commercial. Remember the Vodafone symbol? It's a number 6. And the commercial, it was pretty interesting, the commercial, because it was all of these grown-up people with these little kid heads on them. The CGI was pretty impressive. But this is the theme of the commercial. Remember, they're not just trying to sell you a phone. They're trying to sell you a new world order, is what they're trying to sell you. So that's why you get all this imagery in these commercials. Transformed, 666s, and all that good stuff there. But anyway, how are they going to identify people that have the mark? How is that going to be done? Who was it? Jack Chick envisioned. He wrote a track called "The Beast." It's pretty good back then, where he had all these people with these universal product codes on their forehead. And you know what? He wasn't too far off, because on those UPCs, you have a 6 on the outside, a 6 in the middle, and a 6 on the end. You have 3 6s on the universal product code. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's there. I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't know that for sure, but we've kind of gone way past the UPC barcode. Now we're into chips and implantable devices and DNA augmentation. That's what we're into right now. And so I believe that they are going to have the ability soon to be able to read your DNA and look for a specific, what they call a genetic marker. A genetic marker. To see whether or not you are or are not one of them. That's what I think that's what they're going to have the ability to do. Here is a story that butts right into that. And I'm not being vulgar, that's a drywall term. Okay? When we hung drywall, we put this sheet up here, and then this sheet would butt into that sheet there. Okay? And this was called a butt joint. That's what it was called. And they were hard to tape. Anyway, this story butts into that. Check out the new gun that allows cops to shoot and capture your DNA. A new tool that would allow law enforcement to prevent criminals from running away or disappearing into a crowd before arrest was highlighted last week at the SHOT Show in Las Vegas. The high-velocity DNA tagging system by the UC-based security company Select a Mark. Select a Mark. You know what? I want to go to their website. Let's find out. Select a Mark. Select a Mark Security Systems.co.uk. Oh, you know what? Let me get a screen capture of this. You're going to like this. I always look at the logo of these companies. You find out interesting stuff if you are there already, okay? Then you already see, hopefully you see what I see? Save as picture, mark, DNA. Okay, I saved the picture. Now I have to import it into Wirecast. There's an easier way to do this, and I don't want to do it. Wirecast has a feature where I can show you what's on the screen, but it's hard to deal with, and I'm not going to deal with it right. I've had enough to deal with already. I've been aggravated with, we have a sound problem with our church stream. It's got a buzz in it. I don't know how to get, I've been working on it all morning. I don't know how to get rid of it. Here is the Select a Mark logo. See that? You see, it's this thing where it's divided. What's on top is melded in and fused in with what's on bottom. It's meant to look like a fingerprint. But that's their logo. And so here is what the Select a Mark company is doing for humanity. I just think this fits with where we're going in Bible prophecy, with Revelation 13, the mark of the beast. Why did they call their company this by this logo? Why did they use the as above, so below logo? Because there is a spirit that worketh in the children of disobedience that is bringing all of this about. So here is the high-velocity DNA tagging system by the UC-based security company Selectamark. It was introduced with police officers in a riot situation in mind. And it's not hard to find a really good riot in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's not hard. In both pistol and rifle form, the tool would allow police to remain 30 to 40 meters. That's approximately 40 yards in America, because we speak American here. From the target and tag them with a select DNA high-velocity pellet that contains a unique DNA code to ensure the correct person is apprehended later. Are you checking this out? Here is a gun that they're going to shoot you with, and the pellet, it's got DNA in it that shoots DNA into your body. This sounds like something that somebody made up. But anyway, and what happens is, I don't know what happened to the rest of the story, but anyway, when they apprehend you, and you hear the guys say, "Man, that wasn't me, man. I wasn't there. That's my cousin down there. That was who that was." When they apprehend you and arrest you, and you say, "Well, that was not I. That was my twin brother, Philip." They say, "You know what? We tagged. You're it. You got the mark on you, bud. We know who you are." And that's the beginning of it. That's the beginning of it, people. If you had any doubts whatsoever as to what the mark of the beast entails, or whether we were actually in a time where these things would be done, because the Bible was pretty specific. No man might buy or sell. And I hear these people going, "Well, I'm going to get me some gold and silver, and we're going to have that, and we're going to do bartering and things like that." I don't know that that's going to work, because the Bible was pretty specific. It didn't say most everybody won't be able to buy and sell except the people who opted out. It didn't say that. No man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the had the what? Had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Select a mark, permanent, visible. Now watch this. Permanent marking. We're getting there. And I would be interested if somebody wanted to do some research for me and find out the specifics of how this works. How is it when you get hit with this pellet that it puts this marker in you? I'm interested in that. So if you want to help me do some research, send it to PastorMikeOnline@gmail.com.